What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Candace Owens going toe to toe with some professors on Dr. Phil. Don't know any context about it. I just know it's about affirmative action and that's about it. So let's get right into it.
Based on what I read, see in the media, talk to people about, this is a topic that almost everyone feels strongly about one way or the other. I want to hear what the audience has to say. Yes, sir, in the back.
Yeah, if you're white, someone can discriminate against you, but there's no systemic basis to it.
But if it's becoming part of the university admission process, if it's determining hiring practices, dismissal practices in industry, is that not systemic?
You could nitpick and find little instances on
Little?
both sides. But I think if you look at it as a whole, then you begin to understand where it's coming from.
Who else has a comment? Yes, sir, in the back.
My name is Dan, and I think it's great that you try to fix some of the inequities that have happened in the past, but I don't think it should jump to the front of the line when you're going to college or you're trying to get a job.
True.
I think it's important that we address it very early on, where a lot of the major issues are happening in the families of some of the ones that are maybe disadvantaged, or if they're having trouble in school, it started at the elementary school level, where once they get to the admissions process or get to a job interview, it's based on your merit.
Candace, are we compromising standards
Yes.
if we do that because we haven't fixed the problem down the line?
That's correct. It is the policies are harmful also to the people that they purport to help, and we have all of the evidence there to look at. When you artificially place a Black American into a school in which they do not belong based on their knowledge, doesn't mean that they go on to get A's. In fact, there was a Black adjunct professor, you guys have definitely heard of him, Dr. Thomas Sowell, who was teaching at Cornell University, and he found that the majority of the Black American students that were there were on academic probation. Now, these students were some of the smartest in the nation, but because they were artificially placed amongst their peers at Cornell University, they were failing on academic probation. These policies have never helped Black Americans. It's just basically policies that are...
All right, let's unpack what she just said right there. So basically what she just said was that a study shown by Thomas Sowell, which we all know who Thomas Sowell is, showed that even though these Black kids, they were super smart, they were very smart, they were very educated, among, the top of the nation, they were still placed with people that were more educated than them, that moved at a faster pace than them, that, were more rigorous and more competitive than them. So therefore, they did not succeed the way that they could have if they were placed up in a better school suited for their knowledge. So, wow. Didn't even know that was a thing. Didn't even know it was a study done by Thomas Sowell. Shout out to Thomas Sowell. We all know he's the GOAT. But, and also, like she said, affirmative action actually hurts Black people more than it helps. Because first off, it is discriminating against people of other ethnicities. It is judging people based off of their skin color just as a quota. The employer doesn't look at the person as an actual person, just as a quota. That's it. So what are you really gaining? Because say that you get fired from that job. What if you can't get another one because you don't possess the skills that actually qualifies you for the job in the first place? Now, you could argue that other jobs have quotas too and all this and that, but come on. We know that this is a meritocracy. We need to get back to the actual merit-based system and not this little quota stuff. I digress. Let's keep going. Shout out to Candace Owens.
Are put in place to make people feel good, right? I feel like I'm doing something when in fact I'm actually creating harm. You either know the answers or you don't.
When you say, hey, we have Black students at a particular school who aren't performing at that school as well, the immediate assumption that you're making is, well, maybe it's because they're not smart enough, they're not good enough, or they don't belong here. Whereas it could be about the experience that they're having at that institution. Professors who believe that they're not intelligent enough, that they don't have the capability to do the work, that they see them as criminals, deviants, dangerous, up to no good, or they talk about them with the they statements. They're lazy. They don't care. They don't really belong here. They're only here for the financial aid.
I'm giving you actual facts.
Right.
No, I'm giving you actual facts.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what evidence do you have to support these claims? They don't feel safe there. They don't feel a certain type of way. They don't feel welcomed. These professors think that they're, somehow criminals or whatever. How do you know this? Why would a professor think that a Black person is a criminal if you managed to make it to college in the first place? Most likely, if you manage to make it to college, you're somewhat intelligent. Come on, and I say somewhat because, oh man, if you see those woke videos on college campuses, they are not intelligent. But still, you guys get what I'm saying. Come on.
based upon
infanticize, and you can
extensive
say, well, maybe they
research
just
that's
don't
been
feel
done.
good. But that's not the case. I mean, I went to university. I did not feel good, right? I didn't pull the best grades in high school, probably got into a better university than I should have gotten into based on my performance in high school. It wasn't because of my feelings. It's because I wasn't focused on it. And that, we're talking about a
True.
cultural problem, what's going on back at home, as was in my circumstance. And none of that is because of institutionalized policy. It almost seems like you guys refuse to accept that, you know, Black students aren't performing well. You feel like you have to have this burden of responsibility, when in fact, if you actually wanted to help, you would look at the facts, re-examine the fact that it's not helping anybody. It's not helping Black Americans to artificially place them into universities, and you'd make effective change.
But you're making the assumption that blacks.
Wait, before he responds, she is 100% correct. You guys refuse to actually look at the real problem, which is before they get into college, which is before they even get into high school. It is the environment that they are raised in that is the problem. It is the culture that they are raised in, which I'm not even going to get into right now. Just know it's not that great, okay? It is a very filthy culture. Let me just say that. Disgusting, honestly. But come on, guys. You guys would rather look at the white man or like the professor saying that they're racist. You purport all of these things that you don't even know in your head to be true. You just have your own biases against the professors, like the white professors and all of that stuff. You don't even know. Like, come on.
Students are academically inferior, and they're not.
No,
They're
you
some of
are
our most
actually.
brilliant
That's
students that we
the
have.
basic. No. That you are making the assumption that they are inferior.
Yes.
You
This
just
is
said
why
that they
you
don't
want
belong.
Wow.
policies. I'm talking about the students that are
She's
based
pretty
on
good
the
at this.
policies that you are defending right now, saying that we should have these policies that let them into these universities, not based on their skill set. But
What she thinks quick on her feet. I'm gonna tell you. Well, you guys already know how. She just said you are the one thinking that these guys are academically inferior. I am not. I am saying that these guys are smart enough to get what they can get without these quotas. You think that they need these quotas because of some type of hierarchy that, you know, we're a part of, like this race hierarchy, you know, white people first, black people this. No, it's not a race hierarchy. It is a meritocracy. It is a merit hierarchy. How good are you at a certain thing? How skilled are you at this? How good are you at math, science, all of this stuff? It has nothing to do with race. And I wish that more people would realize that. Who cares? I digress. This video is almost over. Let's keep going.
based on the color of their skin. So you are assuming that they are inferior.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click.
That is it. That is the video. Wow, right there. That was an amazing video. I will admit, right there, Candace Owens did amazing. You know, sometimes that I've seen, I'm like, you're a bit off. Except right here, she did very good. She was very good on this video. With that being said, my name is Jay Dottie. I know you guys see the subscribe button right there. Subscribe to the channel. This was an amazing video. You guys know it was. You guys love this video. But peace.